Okay, we have to watch this one. Everybody keeps posting this. Everyone.
Okay, I'm about to discuss a concept.
Guys, we have to. I've never seen one video getting requested this much. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But here we go. Counter-Strike 2, a VALORANT player's perspective. Everybody says to watch this. Let's have a look. Must be some base takes in there.
Concept that might be foreign to most of you gamers, but bear with me. When I walk into the gym, I get very excited. I love going to the weight machine and pumping some iron with the boys, or with my girlfriend. Alright, I'm really rubbing it in now. Essentially, the gym excites me because it makes me feel
CS2 players have we all got girlfriends as well. What do you mean, buddy?
Like I'm bettering myself. It gives me a goal to work towards. In a way, the entire gym feels like a treadmill. Sure, in the moment it's not the most fun, but it's about being on that loop of constant improvement. This is why, when you miss one day of your normal workout routine, it's hard to convince yourself to go again the next day. You feel like you missed out. The only other place I find this feeling is in VALORANT. Now, I know that analogy is going to lose some of you, but please stick with me. VALORANT is a 5 vs 5 tactical shooter developed by Riot Games that launched in 2020. It was positioned as a competitor to Counter-Strike Global Offensive developed by Valve, which basically had a monopoly over—
What the hell is that knife? What the hell? That is not a knife. That is not even a knife. What even is that? It says me, bro. Is that a baseball bat? Why does it look so like, oh man.
Monopoly over the tactical shooter genre, both in player count and viewership. VALORANT offers players a consistent treadmill-esque grind for improvement. The ranked system has 9 major ranks: Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Ascendant, Immortal, and Radiant. Each of these ranks, except Radiant, has their own divisions scaling from 1 to 3, with 1 being the lowest and 3 being the highest. This simple to understand system is why so many players flock to VALORANT, and why some psychos like me have nearly 3,000 hours in the—
It's better. Ranking system, it's better. Suck. Even than in CS2 right now. And as well, they have a lot more different ranks as well, right? We got Silver, Gold, Nova, and then there's some weird stuff in between. I think it's kinda as well for the casual player, or for me as well. It is more rewarding to rank up. You go from silver to copper. You go from copper to this, to that. Ranking up, that big move, not just from 1 to 2, but through the other leagues. I think it's cooler to have smaller steps in between. Smell me? And then, of course, a lot of white space towards the top, which they have, like, what, Challenger or something? Like, same as in League of Legends. Yeah. Would be nice in CS2. Just ELO? I don't know. We have the colors right now. What rank are you? I'm yellow. Nah. Maybe we get used to that, maybe not.
The game. It's simple and fun, and it honestly feels like going to the gym. The only difference is if I spent 3,000 hours in the gym instead of playing VALORANT, I would look like The Rock instead of suffering from depression. I don't play VALORANT ranked to have fun. I play to compete and have a battle of the brains with the enemy team. This is funny because most of my ranked games look like 5 monkeys who just discovered what a keyboard and mouse are. Since its release, I have absolutely fallen in love with VALORANT, and I never go more than a few days without at least watching some professional games or playing the game myself.
Okay.
Despite this though, CSGO has always terrified me.
What?
At the beginning of VALORANT's lifespan, a lot of the top content creators and competitors were former Counter-Strike players. A lot of these players would always talk about how Counter-Strike is like chess and VALORANT is like checkers. For this reason, I always avoided Counter-Strike. I didn't want to sink even more time into another game that I would be even worse at. I didn't need that in my life. But I was always curious about the other side of the pond. I'd always wondered what all of the hype was about. Then, in early 2023, Valve did the unthinkable. More on that later. They announced Counter-Strike 2. Now, in order for you to understand just how big—
Thought it was in the video. Dude, stop! Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? Why the fuck do I have this guy at it? Who the fuck is that? Wait, is it
big of a deal?
Logic? Is it the rapper? Logic is not from Russia, huh?
You must first understand the history of Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike first came into existence as a mod for the PC shooter Half-Life. At first, it was entirely a community-run project. The original Counter-Strike is honestly pretty similar to the iteration of the game we have today. In fact, some of the maps are even the same. The mod pitted 2 teams of 5 people against each other. One team was terrorists, the other counter-terrorists. Now, the terrorists' objective is to plant a bomb at one of 2 bomb sites on a map before the round ends.
Bro.
The counter-terrorists' objective is to stop the terrorists from planting the bomb or defuse it before it detonates. The concept is very simple to understand, and honestly, a lot of the game's long-term popularity can be attributed to the simplicity of it. Valve, after seeing the relative popularity and potential of this mod, decided to bring the developers under the Valve umbrella and expand on Counter-Strike. In the year 2000, Counter-Strike hit store shelves. A few years later, the game also came to Xbox. This game is now commonly referred to in esports circles as 1.6. 1.6 is where a lot of things Counter-Strike...
I never played 1.6, bro. And I regret that I never did. A lot of people of you guys probably right now crazy nostalgia, right? For me, nothing. 0. I played other games back in the day, bro. I played other games. I joined csgo. I joined very, very late. Golden era, yeah, a lot of people say that. Did I grow up? How old are the people that are having nostalgia right now? Because I feel like I'm from 98. And I'm telling you, I couldn't name a single one of my friends from high school who played 1.6. We all played different stuff. I don't know. I feel like it was just a little bit earlier. I think I missed it by like 2 years or something, right? Like my homies, everyone was playing like Call of Duty, Battlefield. Maybe it was just a German thing though, I don't know.
Strike is famous for really began.
You're 24 still playing? I'm 25, ain't no way. I don't know, maybe it just went past me.
Many maps such as Dust 2, Inferno, and Mirage were born here. And this is also when people started to...
RuneScape, a lot of people played as well in my high school, but not CS 1.6, I think.
Take Counter-Strike competition seriously. Counter-Strike was loved
one game I was addicted to? Oh no! There was Metin 2, or like Metin, and I played, oh my god, don't ask me why, Cabal Online. Bro, I have so many hours. I have so many hours in this game. I tried to recover my account recently. Cabal Online, bro. MMORPG. Oh man. Oh shizzle. What a game.
Fans for having a very high skill ceiling. It always felt like there was a way to play a situation better and you just didn't think of it. A few years later, in 2004, the next major installment of Counter-Strike was released. Counter-Strike Source. Source was titled after the game engine that Valve had created for Half-Life 2. Valve developed this iteration of Counter-Strike on the Source engine as part of a company-wide shift to move all of their products onto Source Engine and Steam, their new digital games marketplace. Source doesn't get the same love that 1.6 does. Many players complain about the movement and gunplay feeling a bit wonky compared to 1.6. However, over the years, much of the most important Counter-Strike tournaments switched over to Source. After Source, there wasn't a new iteration of Counter-Strike released for 8 years. 8 years. 2 presidential terms. For 8 years, people continued to play Source and 1.6 despite countless other shooters being released on the market. And the reason for this is simple. The game. The core game of Counter-Strike is so widely beloved and satisfying that Valve was able to go 8 years without releasing a title and still have people clamoring for more.
Guys, let that one thing sink in, bro. With other shooter games, right, that were popping and everything, Call of Duty, what, every week? No, it feels like, what, every year we get a new Call of Duty? Battlefield, same thing, Battlefield 2, 3, zack, blah, blah. Always a new genre, always a new setting, time setting, everything. World War this, zack, that. CS Source, zack. 8 fucking years, man, that's crazy. Same with CSGO. No fucking yearly update or something, no new game or something. Boom, we are here to stay.
This brings us to 2012 and the release of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. CSGO is a game that many of you have heard of already, so I won't waste your time or mine by explaining it to you. What I'll do instead is show footage from a recent major to signify just how rabid people are about Counter-Strike.
Relatively straightforward. Electronic with the opening kill over the top of the smoke. OG.
What major is this?
Back. That's precise, and he gets another over the top. God damn. Filthy.
Oh, baby.
Absolutely filthy. Simple showed up.
That ain't a major. Oh, man.
As you can see, people take this shit seriously. In fact, so seriously that there are actual government organizations involved in monitoring the competitive integrity of matches, and there's also legislation in the works in many countries specifically surrounding the game's skin marketplace. There's enough content there for a whole separate video.
Yup.
Suffice it to say, Counter-Strike isn't your typical FPS game.
Well, it's crazy when it comes to like CSGO skins, because everybody always asks, yo, do I have to pay tax when I cash trade skins and stuff? Of course you do. And some countries are so into that, like they are so aware. I think it was Nordic countries. Was it Denmark? Denmark or Sweden? They even have it somewhere like in the fucking like tax law or something mentioning CSGO skins specifically. Crazy, bro. They are ahead of their game, bro. Actually crazy. I think it's Denmark and Sweden. Ridiculous. Every other country, clueless.
You know the history of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I think it's important to talk about the longevity of it. CSGO was the premier tactical shooter from 2012 until 2023. This specific installment of Counter-Strike held a tenure that very few games can manage, even games made by even bigger studios than Valve. It's a bar that any game can only dream of clearing, and to be honest, Valve made it look easy. In fact, they made it look so easy that they let themselves take their foot off the gas a little bit. For the first few years of its lifespan, CSGO had relatively frequent updates to adjust the game balance, change the maps, and offer players things they were looking for out of the game. But, as the years went on, Valve seemed less inclined to adjust the game. It didn't just happen overnight, but gradually, like a dying marriage, over the course of many years. The few times they did make big changes, such as the rework and reinstatement of Vertigo, or the release of the weapon the R8, they were...
Nee. I feel like, and I never thought about this, but yeah, CSGO is known for, like, we never got many updates, right? We got an operation here, and like it was always a highlight, but not crazy a lot of updates for how big the game is. Why? Because they were cooking up CS2. Think about it. Almost all of the workers cooking up already CS2. It's a whole game that they had to code. Smell me? Now with CS2, it's eternal. It will be there forever. Source to engine, zack. Now we will see crazy update after update after update after update. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. After we're through with all of the like Peaker's advantage, all of the like networking, blah blah blah. I'm telling you, bro. One operation, zack. Next case, zack. 100%. Halloween event, zack. 100%. Valve, don't let us down, bro. We know you were cooking on CS2 for the past, 5 years, 6 years? CS2, it's time. Update after update, please.
Were met by such an intense level of community vitriol that Valve seemed less inclined to make any changes. For years, the community was outraged over the lack of care and support that Valve was showing the game. It felt kind of like the odd stepchild that Valve just didn't want to deal with. Slowly, over time, this lack
They were cooking up CS2, I'm telling you, bro.
Care for the game from Valve's end seeped into the community sentiment surrounding the game. Players were sick of playing a game that had such little support aside from the bare minimum of seasonal content and map rotations. Cheaters ran rampant in matchmaking, bugs and issues went unaddressed for years, and players were fed up. This led to a gradual exodus between the years of 2017 to 2020. This exodus hit North America the hardest because the competitive scene wasn't nearly as big in that region compared to the likes of Europe or Brazil. Seeing this gap in Valve's own game, someone was bound to capitalize. That someone? Riot Games. In October of 2019, Riot Games released the first official teaser for Project A.
Project A is our character-based tactical shooter. It's competitive. It has precise gunplay. Precise gunplay. Precise gunplay.
Project A was a tactical shooter developed by an internal team made up of former Counter-Strike 1.6 developers. The people behind Project A were veterans of the tactical shooter genre, so naturally people were excited. A few months later, in March of 2020, Project A resurfaced, but this time with a new name and a fresh coat of paint. VALORANT entered its beta in March of 2020 and was an immediate success. It was lacking content, it only had 3 maps during the beta period, and some things were a bit overtuned. The operator! But it was clear that the bones of the game were good. And with the support of a company like Riot, who is famously good at supporting their games with new content.
It's crazy how good Riot is at hyping up stuff, no? Guys, Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I remember watching Twitch trying to get one of these fucking Valorant codes. Just because everyone posted, I just got into the beta. All your favorite influencers, I was fucking what? I was what, 15, 16, 18? I don't even know. Everybody posting like, I just got in. I wanted to get in as well. Even though I never played the game. It's crazy, dude. They hooked even someone like me in, bro. I wanted to get a fucking key. I was watching these fucking Twitch drop streams. Man, oh man, oh man. You were 22? Bro, stop. When did Valorant come out? Fucking 20 years ago? No. When did it come out for real? Like 5 years ago? 10 years ago?
And features over the long term.
I was not 22, buddy.
It seemed like nothing could go wrong.
2020? 3 years ago only? The fuck? Feels like it's a lot longer, no?
3 months later, in
Valorant living rent-free in my head. Where?
June of 2020, Valorant officially released. Valorant was a massive success, and it only grew over time. To this day, Valorant is still thriving, and as of March of 2023, it has amassed over 20 million players, according to Tracker.gg. With the release of Valorant, many in the Counter-Strike community were left wondering what Valve would do. This was the first time Valve had ever seen true competition in the TAC shooter space, and it's an enemy that they were familiar with, having competed against Riot in the MOBA space for years. But Valve stayed silent. They sat on their hands and twiddled their thumbs until they were ready. That time came in 2023, when Valve announced Counter-Strike 2, the long-awaited sequel to csgo. Counter-Strike 2 went into a very selective closed beta soon after its announcement.
Chat, do you think didn't they mention that they have been working on CS2 for like the past 5 years? How long does it take to make a game like CS2? Is that true? Or did they start cooking when Valorant, like, when competition was heating up? 2 years, they said? No way. I don't know. I mean, how is it with Dota, right? Is Dota getting a lot of updates and stuff? Do they care a lot about Dota? Dota doesn't, I mean, they have League of Legends as a competitor. I don't know.
During the announcement video, Valve made a big deal about 3 key things: map overhauls, changes to smokes and grenades, and the shift over to new servers for players in matchmaking. Now, that might sound like gibberish to some of you, so let me explain. Basically, what that means is they committed to making the game look better, play smoother, and have a higher skill ceiling than ever before. These changes, and the name switching from CSGO to CS2, were clearly meant to entice new players into trying out the game. The game also shifted to a free-to-play model, further magnifying Valve's intentions with the game. These changes excited old players as well. After all, the CS community had been collectively sitting in the cuck chair for 3 years watching Valorant slowly rise in popularity while Mommy Riot showed Daddy Gaben what a strap-on felt like. That selective beta I mentioned earlier slowly opened up to more and more players until finally, Counter-Strike 2 officially released on September 27th, 2023. Now with that history lesson out of the way, we get into the point of the video.
Moxie, can I get a fire head in the chat? Moxie, I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable. Guys, drop some hearts for Moxie. Moxie's in the chat box right now. Guys, can we show him some love? Can we show him some love right now? Right now, come on. Guys, drop some hearts. My man is here. Tag him, ask him some questions, some small talk. Bro, I hate when I just like want to watch the streamer, I type something, right? And then it's like, yo! Moxie, hope you're doing a fantastic day. Guys, wish him a nice day. Come on, be nice.
I had never played Counter-Strike until about a week ago. Not seriously, at least. I spent many hours surfing back in the day because I saw Leafy was here do it and I wanted to be cool like him. Oh, how that turned out. I also have played a
Fuss. No, he did not.
Oh, how that turned out. I also have played a few casual matches here and there just to give the game a go, but I never sat down and put serious hours
Chad, don't be weird. Mods, ban some weirdos, please.
Into Counter-Strike. I do, however, have over 2,500 hours in Valorant and a YouTube channel in desperate need of more content. Please like and subscribe and support on Patreon, links in the description. So, with the intention of making this video, I played over 20 matches of Premiere just to get an idea for what all the fuss was about. And this is what I found. Now, a quick disclaimer before I get into my findings. I am not a Counter-Strike professional by any means. I have no prior experience with the game, and there are a lot of issues the community has with the game, because of course they do. And so I'm going to leave in the description links to some videos going over
how he doesn't just play the game, he also, look, he joined the skins game. Orb Worm God. Decent skin. decent. Hey, I mean, fuck, I hate the skin, but I can see why people like, as for a budget RVP, yeah. I remember, bro, I was doing like an AWP tier list, and then people called the AWP Warm God the budget Medusa, because it has like this shit stain across the thing, like same as a Medusa snake.
For what the community's problems
Budget Medusa. Nah.
are with CS2 in case you're interested. Now, over the course of the last week, I've spent roughly 30 to 40 hours with Counter-Strike 2.
Okay.
While this is nowhere near enough time to come anywhere close to fully evaluating all of the nuances of the game, that's not what this video is about. This video is about what it's like to be a new player. To unlock Premier, which is the premier mode of Counter-Strike 2's ranked system, you must play a certain number of casual matches and or death matches. I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but basically there's a progress bar that starts at 0, but for every casual...
Fuck me, why is that still a thing? Is there no other way, dude? The CSGO/CS2 matchmaking onboarding is so fucking shit. I remember my CSGO onboarding. Oh my god. Guys, my homies in high school were playing CSGO and they said, yo, let's play some motherfucking CSGO. I was waiting a little bit. I was still playing Call of Duty 4. And then one day I said, okay, let's play one. And then we wanted to queue competitive, and I couldn't. Because you need, what, 10 casual wins or some bullshit? Dude. And you can't even, like, finish that in a day if you wanted to grind it out. No, it's what, two wins a day? Are you fucking kidding me, bro? So if 5 days, I want to play with my friends, minimum of 5 days waiting. Are you fucking stupid? That is crazy. That is crazy. It's the same in Valorant. You have to get to level 20 before you play competitive. I much prefer a level, though. Because it doesn't feel as punishing as getting locked by... Like, even if level 20 would take the same amount of time as getting... like, whatever, how long it takes in CSGO. Getting that 2-win lock is so fucking... Like, it's demotivating. You know what I mean? I don't think something like that is nice. A level is much better. Just a level, even if it takes some time... you can at least grind it, you know?
Game mode match you play,
if the game forces you to, you have to, like, now you can't progress. That's so fucking tilting.
A little bit. Immediately upon loading into my first deathmatch, I was instantly shocked by how different the movement felt from Valorant. The best way I can describe it is if Valorant is walking...
CS2 is level 10 from Premier. Okay, so did we go away from the whole, like, 10 wins bullshit? I hope so. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware. That's good. That's good.
CS2 feels like ice skating.
Let me see again.
The best way is deathmatch. I was instantly shocked by how different the movement felt from Valorant. The best way I can
How's that a highlight? My man thinks his buddy.
Describe it is if Valorant is walking, CS2 feels like ice skating. It feels very floaty and there's a sense of acceleration and deceleration. I'm pretty sure this is the staple feeling of movement in the Source engine, but I'm not entirely positive. Guns are another thing that feel very different. In Valorant, guns have random spray patterns, which means the more you spray, the more random your bullets are going to be. Yeah. Counter-Strike, however, has consistent spray patterns, which means they can be memorized, and in theory, every bullet fired can go exactly where you want it to go.
Lovely.
If you're good enough, that is. Speaking of, the thing I underestimated the most going into this was my own inexperience. Counter-Strike has been around in some way, shape, or form for over 20 years. This means that some of the people in my lobbies have been playing this game for up to 20 years. 20 years of experience is a lot. This led to almost every engagement in my first few deathmatches to be an instant death. I was getting murdered every 5 seconds. It was not fun. But eventually, I was able to hold my own.
Yeah.
My Valorant muscle memory kicked in after a few death matches, and I started being able to one-tap people. Once you get into it, it's honestly crazy.
And then you want to practice like a gun range, like in Valorant, and you have to like look up a YouTube video, download this zip file, put it into, search the CS2 folder on your device, somehow put the map into there, console, bind the console, enable the console, map, try to find the map. Oh man, oh man. That is annoying as well. Why not a simple gun range like in Valorant, you know? Like an inbuilt aimbots.
Crazy how similar.
What is waffling about? Are you stupid? Valorant has a gun range, no? And you see pros using it all the time. It's kind of like an aim labs, but inbuilt. That's so good. No mod. It's part of the fucking game. Zack. Why not in CS2? please.
The two games feel. Part of that is because I use the same crosshair and sensitivity in both games, but still, the act of shooting the gun and adjusting for recoil is honestly very similar. The major difference in the gunfights is honestly just the feeling. This is what a kill looks like in Valorant.
Have it on him.
Okay.
Just tickle him.
And this is what a kill looks like in Counter-Strike 2.
I said on him.
In Valorant, the kills have effects and sounds and bullet tracers that make the endorphins in your brain look like the Chicago Fire. In Counter-Strike 2, kills feel very unenthusiastic. If you shoot someone, they just fucking die. Drop dead, only a little splatter of blood before they ragdoll.
Wow. And it's already such a... Nine, chat, you type question mark. That's interesting to hear from a Valorant player. Because in Valorant, it is like, ding, 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 and then you get the ace. That song. You know, I'm telling you, bro. In CSGO, there was nothing. It was just kill feed. CS2, now we have the cards, right? They're trying to make it a little bit more like Valorant, a little bit more rewarding. But in Valorant, it's still a lot more rewarding. It depends on like who you are, but to me, it doesn't matter if it plays a jingle, if I get a kill. But it's interesting to hear the perspective.
All onto the floor. Now, this makes sense since Counter-Strike has always been about realism, but it's still a little disconcerting in comparison to other games. After grasping the basics of the game and going through many death matches, I finally unlocked the ability to play
You don't get kills, buddy. Mods, I need a timeout on Hans 0121, please. At least 5 minutes.
Premiere, and thus my journey into Counter-Strike truly began.
I do
When
get
you
kills.
first load into a game of Premiere, you don't load into a game. You start with a pick ban stage. For those unaware, a pick ban stage comes from the competitive circuit and involves two teams going back and forth banning maps.
I'm saying it right now, he must love this. Because the one thing that I hear from Valorant player, which they themselves hate about the game, is that you can't choose the map. You just get thrown into whatever the map's are. Icebox. That's the only map that I know. You get thrown into Icebox even though you hate it. Zack. You can choose in Counter-Strike.
Until only one remains. You then decide which team starts as terrorists and which starts as counter-terrorists. T-side and CT-side for short. I think this is a cool system, and I really wish Valorant would instate something similar. Sometimes there are maps that I really don't want to play, and not having a say in that matter is very frustrating. Now, it is a little bit different with Counter-Strike, since these maps have been around for 20 years, and it's expected that everyone knows them. For instance, even if you've never played Counter-Strike in your life, if you're watching this video, I guarantee you've seen this map.
Yeah!
But with Valorant, all the maps have come out in the last 3 years, so for people to get comfortable with the maps, you must force them to play them even if they don't like them at first.
It's crazy how, like, Dust 2, chat. Even if you don't play Counter-Strike, as you said, you know about these maps. I swear to God, because I played other shooters back in the day, and I played Urban Terror, I said it earlier today, and they had Dust inside of it. It was like one of the most played maps. It was just a modded map, Dust. Everybody was playing it. So I knew the map layout, even though I never played Counter-Strike back then. That's crazy.
But
so iconic, so omniscient. Omniscient? Is the polyglot still here, Moxie? Omniscient. Omniscient. Like it's almighty. It's everywhere. Omniscient. Omniscience? Omniscient. Yeah.
Someone with over 2,500 hours in Valorant who could navigate every map with my eyes closed, queuing into Breeze for the 6th time in a row is a bit annoying, and I wish there was a way to counter it. After playing my first few Premiere games, I was hooked. There's 3 major reasons for this that I'd like to touch on: shooting, outplay potential, and the community. Let's start with the shooting. The guns in this game feel great. They feel better than they do in Valorant, in fact, and almost every weapon in the economy has a vastly different feeling to it. I'm going to highlight 3 weapons to show the depth of the gunplay in CS2. The AWP, the AK, and the Desert Eagle. These 3 weapons are the most important in Counter-Strike's gunplay. Now, a quick overview of how weapons work in Counter-Strike. All weapons used in a round must be bought. In fact, everything in Counter-Strike must be bought. Fucking capitalism, man! Money in Counter-Strike is earned by getting kills, planting the bomb, and finishing a round. More money for winning, less for losing. Weapons are priced based on their usability and versatility. The Desert Eagle costs $700.
I feel like the pause was a little bit too long, bro. Just a question mark. You put like too long of a pause on that joke, bro. made a little bit weird.
$100. The AK-47 costs $2,700, and the AWP costs $4,750. Now, I'm sure most of you know this, but just in case, the Desert Eagle is a pistol that is a one-shot kill to the head. The AK-47 is an assault rifle that is also a one-shot kill to the head, and the AWP is a sniper rifle that's a one-shot kill to anywhere on the body except the legs and feet. The reason I believe these are the most important weapons in the game is because they are the deadliest. All three of these weapons can just put someone down in an instant, and so they force respect from both you and your opponents.
Yeah.
This, in my opinion, is the crux of the tactical shooter genre. If these guns didn't exist in the manner in which they do, players wouldn't be forced into respecting enemy skill. But if someone is holding an angle with one of these weapons, they have an inherent advantage. At least they should. So, assuming skill levels are the same/similar, swinging into one of these weapons, more often than not, means instant death. This forces you to use utilities such as a flash, a smoke, or a molly to give yourself the
Not
advantage.
in CS2, ey. Pika's advantage, zack, you swing that bitch. You Ferrari peek that bitch, bang, dead.
Or at least even the odds. This brings me to my next point. Outplays. Outplays are the best part of any tactical shooter. Let me set the scene. Look at this map. Let's say there's a guy holding...
Oh man, lovely, lovely, lovely. I love maps in CS that are bomb site A, bomb site B, and then the middle. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That's why I hate Inferno. There is no, like on Dust 2, tunnel, middle, long. 3-lane maps, W. Don't tell me Inferno is a 3-lane map. No! I hate Inferno. It doesn't feel like it though. Vertigo, vertigo. B, stairs. Middle, and A. What are you talking about? That's 3-lane. 4-lane, even better. But 2-lane, oh hell nah. Oh, I hate Inferno. Inferno, you have 2 mids. Yeah, but second mid, nothing ever happens, dude. What are you talking about? I don't know.
long A with an op. If you were to swing into him with a Desert Eagle, 9 times out of 10, you're losing that fight. So, what do? Do you just let him have control over that side of the map? Well, that doesn't work, because if you just give up this space, then the enemy team knows you can't come A through long, so they can just stack players catwalk, middle, and B. So what do you do then? This is where the concept of utility is really important. You can use any piece of utility you want to counter this op. Personally, I would toss a left-click flashbang high over this building and then swing the op, but the choice is up to you. What I've outlined here is the most basic of outplays that came because of well-timed utility. There are countless scenarios like this I've come across, and that's just in 1 week of playtime. Now, as a Valorant player, I expected to be making outplays in CS2. However,
I like this guy, bro. Bro, I wish I had more players like him on my team, dude. He's playing for not even playing for that long, but makes up his own strats like, yeah, I'm flashing out long, zack. Bruder, he's like aware of what's happening, not just a fucking bot walking around like my fucking teammates, dog. Sorry.
Didn't realize just how flexible and nuanced the game's problem-solving systems really are. Any piece of utility can be used to counter an enemy, opper or rifler. You just must have map knowledge and creativity to set yourself up for success. This can be something as simple as knowing common angles to flash or molly before you peek a corner, or this can involve having preset strategies that revolve around smoke or god flash.
Chat, one thing that I feel like is annoying for new players, and I feel like, did any game solve that problem? Any FPS shooter? Callouts. I see myself on a map, and callouts are so important. When you die somewhere, quickly reacting. Even nowadays, I play a map, I play Nuke, I don't know where the fuck, like, what the fuck this is called. I don't know why I died. I say, here. It's so bad. Is there no solution to that? It's I don't know. The little text under the map clearly isn't enough for my dumbass. I don't know. Maybe like on the minimap, like how some people, they have custom minimaps, right? Where it shows like all the callouts there. Maybe something like that, but integrated.
Flash lineups. The point is, you are rewarded
I feel like that learning process is too long. You need to Google it. You need to, that's 2 callouts. You need to watch the whole video. You need to watch the fucking, you need to download it. I don't know. Valorant, you can ping. I kind of like that. You ping somewhere and it shows what it's, that does it in CS2 as well though. Valorant, the callouts on the minimap. Oh, really? That's good. But in CS2, when you ping as well, it says above the ping, it says this location, no? I don't know. It says the name. You can ping on the map. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's really good.
Knowing more about the game in Counter-Strike. This contrasts with outplays in VALORANT. In VALORANT, each agent has unique utility, and some agents just don't have the correct kit or abilities for a certain situation, making an outplay much harder to achieve. This is vastly different to Counter-Strike, where all 5 players on each team have access to the same pieces of utility. This leads to a much more balanced game state, in my opinion. The last thing that surprised me about my week with CS2 that I'd like to touch on is the community. The Counter-Strike community is often looked at
wholesome, lovely, welcoming, cool,
a negative light, sometimes with good reason. A lot of the people that play Counter-Strike, even some of the ones I've encountered over the past week, are entitled, whiny, and rude. But I would say, as with most online communities, a few bad apples shouldn't spoil the bunch.
True.
Sure, some people are assholes on the internet. In other news, water is wet. But that's going to happen in any online community. Over my 30 to 40 hours in CS2, most of the people I encountered were friendly, funny, and most of all helpful in teaching me the ropes of the game. One guy showed me a flash lineup that I use every time I peek mid on Mirage. Another guy taught me all the callouts on the map Vertigo.
Okay.
In fact, I'd say most of the people I communicated with while playing are among the nicest people I've ever...
He's NAQ though, right? I feel like there may be a difference. I don't know. I had always the impression that NAQ is far more toxic. Because I was playing some games with Sapnap, and we played NAQ like 5 games, and every single game someone dropped some very bad words. Very bad. Nobody had mics, everybody had anime titty profile pictures. Nobody was talking. I repeat, nobody. And when I tried to get them to talk, like, yo guys, how's everyone doing? Boom, all the time N-bomb threw at me. What the fuck going on? I swear on God, not every game, but like 4 out of those 5 games, it was always like something toss words. Crazy. But now we played some games. CS2 NA, fantastic experience. Fantastic. I don't know. Did it change or something? Do some of the NA people can you? Is it because new people came back from VALORANT or something? I played some NAQ games now. Fantastic. We grew up. No way. Yeah. NA is still bad. Really. EUQ recently. I solo queue a lot. Yeah, sometimes you got the person who says, please, no English. And it's, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. It feels like they don't want to talk English even though they know, but, and then GG, but overall, it's okay. I don't know. We have some nice, why am I waffling so much?
Ever interacted with in a competitive online game. I will say this though, the Counter-Strike community is ancient compared to any other popular multiplayer game I've played. Most of the people I talked to while playing were full-grown adults with children, 9-to-5 jobs, mortgages, and car payments.
Yeah.
This is in stark contrast to VALORANT, where I'd say much of the community is between 16 and 22 years of age. I think this leads the Counter-Strike community to feel much more mature in comparison. In VALORANT, I'll have some 15-year-old kid barking in my ear for 2 minutes straight because he wants my op skin. In Counter-Strike, if someone wants my skin, they'll just say, hey Green, can I get your skin?
Yeah!
I don't think either is necessarily better or worse than the other. I think it just depends on your personal preference. It's kind of like the difference between people you'll meet at the gym. Usually the younger people are over by the weight machines, whereas older people tend to flock to the free weights and chest press area. This now brings us full circle.
True.
Over the course of my week with Counter-Strike 2, I learned a lot. I got better, learned the maps, and learned the proper way to execute the fundamentals of the game, such as trading, utility usage, and communication. I still have a very long way to go before I reach Global Elite, but I'm excited to start my journey. I started this video by comparing ranked systems, specifically in tac shooters, as that's my area of expertise, to the process of going to the gym, and I think that holds true. After journeying through Counter-Strike, teaching myself about its storied history, and learning how to play the game, I feel like I've just completed my first week at the gym that is Counter-Strike 2. Sure, there aren't any major noticeable improvements yet, but I've just begun my journey, and I'm excited to see how far I can go and where my peak will lie. It won't replace VALORANT in my heart.
Yeah.
I don't think any game ever will. But it's another game where I can start a new road to improvement, and I'm excited to dive back in.
Lovely.
Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to read a full print version of this review, you can find that on my Patreon, along with tons of other goodies such as live streams, messages, and producer perks.
W.
Thank you so much for being here and supporting me. It means the world.
Hey, what a sweet guy, bro. W video, man. Hey, keep hitting keep playing CS2, boys and girls. Wow. I enjoyed that, bro. I enjoyed that. Fuck, I wanted to say something. I forgot. Yeah. I feel like it's also cool how CS has a whole history, no? There's a whole culture about it. There's so much to learn, so much history. And you can like scoop that all up as well through videos and stuff. There's so much stuff out there. Valorant has only been there for 3 years. There's only so much that could have happened in the time span, no? It's so nice. Something that connects everyone together as well. Oh, baby. Lovely, lovely. Boom, boys. Leave my guys some love. What a fantastic video. Welcome to CS2, bro. Mr. Michael. His second video only. Very enjoyable video. Very enjoyable. W. W. Very, very nice. Boys, what? Wait, I want to see the comments. Just want to put a thank you message for all the support in the comments. Yeah, his second video ever and it's got 40k views. That's a W in my book. Just a general statement for what this channel is. I'm not a CS YouTuber and have no intentions of doing that. Nah. I'm still playing CS in my free time, but my focus on this channel is to create entertaining video essays for anyone who likes video games. W. I only realized halfway through the video that this video comes from such a small channel. Yeah. True! This guy knows how to fucking edit, bro. And how to talk. And how to structure. Oh, I'm glazing, no? I only realized halfway... I'm stupid. Pretty solid video. Always nice to see new people come to the community. 100%. This man learned more in 40 hours than my teammates! That's what I'm saying! Oh, man. That is...